You're listening to episode 12 of the Afros and Pixie Dust podcast, Main Street Dad with Irv. Hey Diz friends, welcome to episode 12 of the Afros and Pixie Dust podcast. I am your host, June. I'm so excited to let you all know that this podcast is now available on YouTube. And what makes this so exciting is that the show can now be accessible to the hearing impaired by using the closed caption feature that is on YouTube. It was really important to me to get this done because there is one particular person that I really enjoy connecting with online. She goes by Lily, and her Instagram handle is @SignDisney, and she is hearing impaired. Her platform is sharing sign language with the Disney community and helping cast members in the parks actually learn sign language. And one thing that she had conveyed a while ago that really stuck with me is the fact that when people post videos, when people share information via a video platform and don't put captions, that negates a large audience from actually being able to know what they're trying to share. And the podcast platform in general kind of excludes a very large population of people who may not be able to hear what you have to say. And I'm sure there's techniques and apps and such that can transcribe what you're saying on their end, but it was just important to me to make sure that I knew that there was a way that people that maybe couldn't necessarily listen to what was being said could actually get the content and be able to follow along. And so I'm so excited that I finally did the work. I spent my whole birthday vacation week trying to figure this out. And so now all 11 episodes, and including this one, will be up on YouTube for everyone to enjoy. And I'm hoping to provide some community-based content as well on that channel. So be sure to head over there and subscribe. And feel free to let me know what you all would be interested in seeing on that channel. And if you have content that you would like to be featured on the channel, also let me know. I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about us. And so if you are awesome at movie reviews, if you're awesome at news and things to know about what's going on within the community, within the parks, within merch, within fashion, anything, let me know and we can get this community growing. And now let's talk about this week's guest. This week's guest is Irv. He's recently relocated from Atlanta, Georgia to Winter Garden, Florida with his wife Tabitha and his 3 kids. And they take full advantage of being 15 minutes away from the parks by visiting as often as possible. I love watching this family interact and bond with each other. And in honor of Father's Day, which just passed this weekend, I thought it would be great to have Irv, who is actually our first solo man on the show, talk about his love of Disney and his love of his family. I do want to make a slight correction before I get into the interview. I'm going to blame it on sleep deprivation, but I did something that is actually a really big pet peeve of mine. I referred to men and women as male and female, and it's actually something that really grinds my gears, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I just have to put this disclaimer in there because I couldn't move on without saying that. So pardon me, y'all. I hope you all accept my apology. But I really enjoyed this conversation. Irv is such an awesome dad. He's such an awesome guy. And without further ado, let's get into my conversation with Irv. Hello, Irv. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, June?
I am well. You are the first solo male to be on Afros and Pixie Dust, so you get that title.
Oh man, that's pretty cool. That's cool. Thank you. I'm honored.
Just in time for Father's Day, so welcome. So let us start with you telling us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm 33 years old. I was born in Florida, but I'm raised in Georgia. I met my wife at Valdosta State, and pretty much after that, we got married and we lived in Atlanta for a while. Then we relocated to Winter Garden, about 15 minutes from Disney. That's the short version, I guess.
And how long ago did you guys relocate?
About a year ago, actually, like right around a year ago. We're coming up on our Florida anniversary.
Any particular reason?
Well, it was kind of one of those things where we were visiting down here a lot, and then with that and other things that we saw down here, and I ended up getting a good job offer, the thing just kind of lined up, and it was like perfect timing.
Oh, so it was the perfect storm. I say this so often. I would love to relocate, but I'm such a New Yorker that I don't know if I could.
Oh, yeah. And coming from Atlanta to here was a bit of a culture shock. And I'm still kind of getting used to it. So I can understand you having that, reserve about it, because it's definitely different.
What's like the biggest difference?
Oh man, I guess that it's not really as diverse. And in Atlanta, it's very diverse. It's a lot of different races, a lot of different cultures, and it's not really like that here. And that was something that I'm getting adjusted to.
I feel you on that. That would be a lot for me too, because in New York you can meet any type of person. Like it's a melting pot, and I think it would be really difficult to go from kind of that kind of environment to a less diverse environment. So how are you guys managing that?
Just kind of being ourselves. I think that's one of the key things we try to impart in our kids, and that we try to show, not kind of like the love for Disney, is that we really love it, so we still go either way. You can do those things you love and just kind of adjust the situation, and the universe usually brings people into your life that vibe with you, and you can build a relationship, and that's kind of how we've been doing.
That's a good outlook. So when did your love of Disney start?
Oh, okay. So I'm a real late bloomer. Like, Tab went to Disney a lot when she was a kid. But the first time I went, I was 30 years old. So I've only been going for like 3 years now. I always kind of had like a love for the Disney movies, and I was always kind of a big musical fan. So the first time I came to Disney and saw a lot of the shows and kind of seeing the things that I saw on movies in real life, that was pretty much it. I was hooked.
That's cool. I consider myself a little bit of a late bloomer too. I mean, we've been going for about 15 years, but I guess that's not late anymore. I'm old. But like I didn't go as a kid. Like I didn't hit the parks up as a kid. The most I knew about Disney was, you know, the the cable that we stole every now and then to get the Disney Channel when they had the free weekends.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of much how it was for us too. We went to Universal sometimes, but we never went to Disney World. So, and I don't. It was kind of just, I don't know really why we just didn't. So when we had the opportunity to go, and I first went, I was really amazed by it. And I mean, I fell in love like instantly.
So, being an adult convert to Disney, what was the one thing that grabbed you that made you like love it?
I think that it was so, like, best word to put it. It engulfed you when you walk into Magic Kingdom. You really forget that you're in Orlando, Florida. You are really in Fantasyland, and for me to feel that way as an adult, like I admittedly, like, I'm like, okay, this place is awesome. That they're really putting in the work, and you can see it. And I really didn't even feel bad about, you didn't feel bad about spending the money. I was like, okay, this place is worth it to me.
There you go. Yep. Yeah, that immersion experience. it definitely seals the deal for you. It makes it worthwhile. I agree. So it's been only 3 years that your kids have been going to the parks?
Yep, it's been 3 years.
And then how old are your children?
Carter is 8. Levi will be 5 in July, and Scarlett is 3. So she's pretty much been going her whole life.
You were able to take her for free for 2 years, so that's pretty good.
Oh man, when she turned 3, I was like, man, here it is,
Right.
all 5 of us in there. So, but yeah, it was pretty cool when she could go for free. You know what? I think that kind of made the love grow too. The fact that we kind of got one person in for that long time. It wasn't that difficult to add her on because we was already so used to going. We knew it was coming.
Both of my children, I did a pre-3 trip because I was like, I got to get my money's worth.
Got to, you got to.
And like now that I have to pay, this is going to be the first year I think that I have to pay for both of them. And I'm like, dang, I can't ball out like I did before. Because,
Hey, them tickets.
yeah, one less ticket, you can like, do the extra meal. You can maybe do a little excursion here and there. So now I got to like be strategic. I'm like, dang, my budget.
Yeah, I try to tell my homies that because they're like, oh, I don't want to bring my kids so young. I'm like, bro, the ticket is free. Yeah, I would get that trip in.
Exactly, because those trips are for you to actually like enjoy more things, be able to eat at certain places that you won't be able to once they get a little bit older.
Yep.
But to each his own. It's all right. more space for us, right?
Exactly.
So, were you into Disney movies as a kid?
Yeah, we actually my mom used to get us the VHS tape, so we watched a lot of Disney movies. I think the one that we probably watched the most is probably like The Fox and the Hound and The Lion King. The Lion King is my favorite Disney movie.
Yes. Yep. Same. It's the GOAT. We'll see what the live action one is like. They're trying to hide Beyonce's voice, but it's okay. We'll be ready.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it too. I was talking to Tab about it, and my only concern is Scar's facial expressions.
Okay.
He was so animated in the cartoon. I wonder how they're going to do that in the live action.
These animated characters were doing a lot of acting, so that is a good point. Well, we'll see. If anyone can do it, it's Disney, right?
Exactly. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like, I know it's going to be good. It's just kind of like, how are they going to pull it off?
Yeah. I think people are already upset because Scar doesn't look like how he does in the animated version. But, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. So which characters would you say you identify with the most?
Jiminy Cricket.
Okay. And why is that?
Always let your conscience be your guide. I kind of live by that motto. I really try to make sure that I make the correct decisions in life. And big decisions, small decisions, I really try to make sure that it's the correct one.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good character. Haven't had that one yet. But I guess since you're one of the first males, we had the other guy that was here chose Donald Duck. And, a lot of the women have chosen Tiana because I guess there aren't a lot of Black characters, I guess, in Disney. And the one Black male I can think of, well, the two are Naveen and Dr. Facilier. So I don't know if you really...
it wasn't too many
role models. But yeah, Jiminy Cricket is a good one. All right, we got a new first one. So you're new to the parks, but you kind of well versed in the movies growing up. Is there any way that you like to express your fandom now that you've been exposed to the Disney parks?
Really, we just kind of it kind of helped grow my love for the movies. I think we pretty much have like almost every animated Disney movie, and the kids love them. They like the old ones. We watch those probably more than the new ones. And when they incorporate things into the shows and different characters, we kind of go back and we'll watch the movies. So it kind of helped us bridge the gap between me wanting to watch the movies and also, stuff that's going on in the actual parks.
What are the kids' favorite movies?
Well, Scarlett changes from time to time. Right now she is definitely in Princess and the Frog Kick. She likes that. and Levi and Carter, they are watching Cars 3 now. I guess since we just saw the new Lightning McQueen Racing Academy at Hollywood Studios, and now he's all back to Cars. So we watch Cars 3 a lot.
Did they like the first two?
We watched the first one a lot, and but we really didn't watch the second one. I can't even tell you what the second one's about.
It's like about, oh my gosh, am I getting this right? Espionage or something? I hope I'm getting it right.
I know I think it's something to do with that and something to do with Mater. I think Mater's like a pretty big character in it, maybe, but I don't know if I watched it more than once.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize I haven't really, because my son lives and breathes cars. Like he has, I think I've lost count, but he has several versions of Lightning McQueen in several different sizes, including a Power Wheel.
Oh man, yeah, that's cool.
So, like every inch of this house is covered in a Lightning McQueen car. But I couldn't tell you what the second one was about. Well, it is what it is. But the third one, I think it did redeem itself for the franchise.
Yeah, the third one was good.
Yeah, hopefully they keep that Racing Academy a little longer so I can get the kids out there.
Yeah, hopefully so. They'll love it. It's really good. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
I think I saw some of your stories about it, and it looked really fun. So, how often do you guys go to the park since you are like 15 minutes away?
I would say on the normal basis, maybe like twice a week. It's been sometimes we definitely went more than that, and if given the opportunity, I probably would go more than that. But we typically at least go like a Saturday and Sunday, and every now and then we sneak in some afternoon trips.
Are all the kids in school?
Yeah, they're all in school. Carter and Levi go every day, and Scarlett only goes twice a week. But usually everybody, unless I have a long day at work, everybody's home by 4:00. So if we don't have anything else to do, we typically try to sneak in a park day.
Is there like a particular order of parks that you go to, or you just flip a coin?
It's hard not to go to Magic Kingdom every day. That's like my favorite park. So I always want to go there. But outside of that, we kind of just gauge where we've been recently and what's going on. Like if something is going on that we don't want to miss, that park could get high ranking. But outside of that, maybe Carter chooses a lot because he's kind of bossy. Or if Scarlett has something in her mind she wants to go, we'll go there.
So what are some of your favorite things to do when you're in the parks?
Well, I like to go to the shows. We were just talking about this earlier today, and I would go to Magic Kingdom and probably not ride one ride and watch every show they have. I'm really into that. But if I have the kids with me, we definitely try to get in some attractions. But I watch shows all day.
Do the kids like the shows?
They do like the shows, and that's kind of good because I would hate for them to not liking it. I'm dragging them there. They do kind of like hold me to my word. If we watch this show, they be like, okay, Carter, be like, all right, now next attractions, and I'm like, okay, bro, we can go ride a ride next.
So I'm assuming you all have annual passes.
Yeah, we have the gold passes.
And you're Florida resident, so you're good to go.
Mm-hmm. And that was like a big wait when I'm moving down here because we had the passes last year, and we had the platinum passes, and to get to the gold passes, that was a pretty good difference in price, and that kind of weighed the decision too on moving down here because we were going to have passes either way. We were going to be lifetime Disney people either way.
Yeah, I did an annual pass for a year because I wanted to do an experiment to do like a year of Disney. But this year I didn't renew it, but I think next year I might and go down more often with the family. But being out of town, because coming from New York, you gotta think of how to get there. And
yeah.
Every now and then, like going to Florida, since it's a hub for some airlines, it's not that bad. But when you have children in school, you can't pull them out all the time. So
yeah.
Factor in that, and then those times of year, it's usually a little bit higher price. So gotta get a friend in the airline or something.
I'm telling you.
You guys were visiting the parks regularly before you moved down, or did it just happen once you went to Winter Park?
No, we started visiting regularly. Like after the first time we went, that was pretty much it. Between I think like 2016 and when we moved down here, we went 10 times, and About 2.5 years.
Wow. So your kids are pros.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when we came down for those kind of vacations, it was like all day park. We would try to be there as soon as we can and try to get in as much time as possible. We kind of change it up now, but like you said, yeah, they're pros at it. They know how to get around. They're comfortable there, so that makes the trips a little bit easier too.
So what is each kid's like favorite park or favorite thing to do?
Carter's favorite park is Animal Kingdom. His favorite ride is Everest. He would go there every day and ride it every day if he could. Scarlett's favorite park is Epcot because she loves Anna and Elsa. She wants to meet Anna and Elsa, and then she wants to ride Frozen. And Levi's favorite park is going to be Hollywood Studios. He loves Star Wars. Kind of how you was talking about your son with the Lightning McQueen toys. That's how we are with Star Wars toys. We got to have at least like 6 lightsabers. I don't know how many Darth Vader dolls or just Star Wars stuff we have around this house, but it's everywhere.
Wow. So has he seen most of the movies?
No. Nope. Nope. His love for Star Wars actually grew from going to Hollywood Studios, and I think just when he saw the Imperial March the first time and seeing the Stormtroopers in person, like that is what sparked his love for Star Wars. He hasn't seen any movies at all.
Would you show them to him?
I'm going to wait until I think he can really grasp the concept of it because I haven't seen them, so it'd be us first time watching them together. So I want to make sure we're both prepared. And I had a friend of mine say, as long as we watch the first 3, that's pretty much what we need to watch. So I'll probably give him a few more years, and maybe me, him, and Carter sit down and we'll try to get through all of them. But I think he'll like it.
My son has seen, I think he's seen maybe like The Last Jedi or something. And maybe he got halfway there and it was like a little too much for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a good franchise. Obviously, many people love it. So are you guys gonna hit up Galaxy's Edge? Are you gonna do the opening?
Part of me is saying like, no, I'm not gonna do the opening, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up out there with everybody else. We said the same thing about Toy Story Land, and we ended up going out there opening day too. And I know Levi is going to want to go, and Carter's going to keep reminding him of it. So we'll probably end up being out there the first day with everybody else, with the Marvel people.
What did you think of the Toy Story Land opening?
It was pretty good. They had a pretty good method of making sure it didn't get too full in that part of the park, but it was still a lot of people. But it was pretty much what I expected. It was very nice theming. I was really surprised about how they changed the theming from Midway Mania to Toy Story Mania. That was pretty good. I liked the queue through that ride, and I pretty much enjoyed it. It was nice.
Did you go like first thing in the morning or?
We ended up there, I think, about 3 hours after it opened. We planned to be there when it opened, but we typically end up being late a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But everything pretty much worked out pretty much fine, like it typically does.
My family was actually there on the opening day as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. But me, we were there at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
What?
Yes, it was insane. It was crazy. Yeah, we'll never do that again. I don't think I can convince them to ever do that again, to get there like that early. And I'm shocked that you guys were able to get there 3 hours later and still like have a good time. But were you able to ride everything, or did you not even bother?
We ended up riding Slinky Dog Dash that day, and that just kind of lucked out. But that was it, and we would end up able to come a couple of days later, and we rode Alien Saucer and we rode Toy Story Mania.
We lucked out for Slinky Dog as well. Like my son couldn't get on it anyway, so they let us go through the fast pass lane just because we asked for a rider swap and they couldn't figure it out.
Oh, that's what's up.
So yeah, so that's one opening day plus because everything's glitching.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and that's pretty much what happened with us. They couldn't figure it out and they just let us through because by the time we got there, you had to have a fast pass to even get into Toy Story Land.
Wow.
But they couldn't figure ours out and they let us in.
That's cool. Yeah, but I don't think I can convince my family to do another opening day. Like I talked to them about it and they're like, we're never doing that. Don't even like mention it. If you want to do it, you can do it, but we're not doing it. Every last one of them. So that's off the table. So I'll just have to live vicariously through you.
Oh yeah, man. I don't think Tabby wants to do it. Like it was, like you say, it was so many people, but it's gonna be hard not to do it.
I mean, that FOMO is real.
Yeah, it is, and I'll be sitting there looking like, man, should we go? Should we go? And probably should just prepare and go instead of just waiting to the last minute and still end up going.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they'll probably have like specialty souvenirs and whatnot there. I don't know if you're into souvenirs, but
I really don't buy anything out of the parks besides snacks.
I like the popcorn buckets. I don't know why. And it's crazy because like to get that on a plane, like get that in your suitcase, it's the worst souvenir ever. But best believe every time I go to a park, I leave with a popcorn bucket or two. So it is what it is. But I'm on a break because I think we have enough. And I'm probably like the only person that eats popcorn in this house. Whatever. So, being a Disney dad, how do you feel it's important to share your love of Disney with your kids?
Yeah, I really do. For a lot of different reasons, but it's a chance for they can take in a lot of different sights and experiences every time they go, and they get to see a lot of different countries and cultures represented, and they enjoy themselves a lot, and they get to interact with a lot of the cast members, and I kind of want them to grow up in that culture, and hopefully one day, all three of them get a chance to be cast members and kind of see it from the other side also.
Mm-hmm. How are the interactions with the cast members now?
Oh, it's good. We go a lot. We go often, and we're pretty interactive family, so they get a lot of interaction. They pretty much see a lot of the cast members and know them by their faces, so they really enjoy the interaction, and everybody pretty much has a good time whenever we go out to the parks.
Do you feel like there's a good representation for them to see in the parks?
You know what? I would say within the last 3 years we've been going, it's definitely grown a lot. We definitely see a lot of black women and black men in a lot of different roles at Disney World. It's something that we definitely taking notice of, and the kids take notice of it also.
So have they verbalized it?
Carter has. We saw one of the Dapper Dans, Chris, and we were walking by. I didn't even notice, and Carter turns around and he says, he looks like me. And that was kind of like a surreal moment for us. And we were like, oh man, and they look alike. And it's kind of when we kind of noticed that, yeah, they do notice those things, and the fact that Disney is even pushing that envelope is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I was like Googling Dapper Dans, and I found a couple that were black, and I was like, oh, I've never, whenever I've gone to the park, I've never seen a black one, and so I thought it was cool that there's starting to be more representation there, and then even in like the parades,
yeah,
like the singers, the performers, there's a lot more diversity, and I really like that. I see you guys also spend time in the resort.
Yes.
Which one would be like your favorite resort to hang out with the kids?
To go with the kids, it'll probably be the Polynesian Resort. They have a nice outside area that the kids like, is they able to play in, and they have that same area where they'll do like movies under the stars, and they have Dole Whips there, so I'm good with that.
Oh, you're a Dole Whip guy?
I am a Dole Whip fanatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually have Dole Whip out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my grocery stores is like it's called Stu Leonard. It's a farm, and actually the owner of that store, that farm, went to college with Bob Iger.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. So they have little, like, it's kind of Disney of grocery stores. It's really cute.
That's cool.
But yeah, they sell Dole Whip there. But I'm more of a fan of, they have like a pineapple upside down Dole Whip.
Oh man.
That's the one I'll try, but I can't just have it by itself.
That the pineapple upside down Dole Whip is good. That's the one I get typically now.
Okay.
it's it's good. It's life changing.
Yeah. Like now I'm going no dairy. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm
Man,
not a big ice cream person, but I'll do a pineapple upside down Dole Whip. That's like my treat.
yeah, and you know the Dole Whip is vegan.
It is. Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go. So
Mm-hmm.
I just have to mix the cake.
Yeah.
All right, good. Guilt free. There we go.
Yep.
um, so are there other like Disney related activities you do with the kids outside of the parks?
I don't know. Besides, we do the resorts, and outside of that, mm, besides watching movies, that's pretty much it. But I mean, like I said we take a lot of trips to the resorts and to the park, so they get a lot of time in there.
Do you guys frequent Disney Springs?
You know what? Not as much because it ends up being like just as far. So we're like, all right, we can go to Disney Springs or we can go to a park. So a lot of times we just end up going to a park unless we're going to Disney Springs specifically to eat something or to meet with someone. Like if Tab family comes down or my family comes down, a lot of times we'll go there and we'll eat and kind of walk around.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I don't think we spend that much time in Disney Springs because my daughter is a shopaholic.
Mm.
And I'm like, nope, I'm not even going to let you
Don't even
start
tempt
looking
her.
at these places. She can convince you to do anything. So,
Mm.
yeah. But I do like the virtual reality experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that once, the Star Wars version. I think that's really fun. I don't know if it's for young children, but
Yeah,
my husband and I have.
we haven't done that yet. I'm sure Levi will probably love it. We have to check it out.
I don't know what the age limit is, if there is one at all, but it was scary. I ain't
Oh.
gonna front, but it was fun too. Being a Disney dad, and I don't want to be that person, but do you ever take the kids to the parks by yourself?
Oh, you know what? I have not. I've taken the boys. Me and the boys have went a couple of times. I've never taken all three.
Hmm.
Sometimes we might be at the park and we have a friend or something, and I'll watch all three at one time. But I've never done the whole trip from leaving the house, going to the parks, getting them out the car, and enjoying the parks, and coming all back. I haven't done that yet. I do want to do it one day because Tab has done it, but I haven't had the chance yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. So, and I don't want to do it.
Man, it seems like a lot. It seems like a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to enjoy myself.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay, tag teaming so we could each have a little bit of fun time, throughout that trip.
Yeah,
But yeah, doing it alone, I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever be there.
man. I said I want to tackle it, and I have like the perfect meme I'm gonna post whenever I do it, but I don't know when.
Well, I'll be rooting for you. Being a Disney dad of color, do you find other Disney dads of color in the parks? Do you have a bit of like a community?
Well, I actually haven't. Although I would like to, and Instagram has been a good chance for me to connect with some dads, and I have been talking back and forth to some, but I haven't had the chance to like connect in person yet.
Okay. Yeah. I think besides you, I know of maybe two other dads.
Hmm.
Um, but that would be a great community to build.
Yeah, I think so because it'll definitely be cool. I talked to Tab about it a lot, and it'll be good to kind of have that that relationship along with a love for Disney.
So when we started going to the parks, I didn't notice it before my husband noticed the fact that you kind of feel that there isn't a lot of, I guess, black males in the
Uh,
park.
yeah.
I would notice a lot of even black females more than black males.
Hmm.
There'd be like girl groups, women groups that would be on trips together, but you never see like a large group of men. But I'm rooting for it.
Yeah, I definitely think it's on the way. Um, a lot more and more black men are starting to like it, and it's just especially when you start having kids and when they start enjoying it, it kind of helps you enjoy it. So I definitely think it's one of those things that's going to be on the rise, and I'm kind of ready for it too. It'll be pretty cool.
Well, you can spearhead that.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to go to the parks and hang out, I'm definitely down. I'll go to the parks and hang out anytime.
And then you can create that community, and you all can do Daddy's Days out.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what would be one of your favorite Disney moments or memories?
Um, let me think. Okay, our first trip, like I said, we pulled up an all day, and that was our first time ever going. We didn't have any fast passes. We stood in queues for all the lines. It felt like it was like 1,000 degrees outside. So and we didn't have a stroller, so we rented a stroller from the park. When it was time to go, we pretty much had to carry the kids. So we're standing in line for the monorail to go back to transportation and ticket center, and Levi's like super tired. And all of a sudden, he just points up and he's like, balloon. And we're trying to figure out what's going on. It's a balloon floating away, and a guy grabbed it and gave it to him.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all are really green.
Yeah. I mean, it was I don't even know why we didn't think about what we would do afterwards, because we didn't have a stroller. We brought a stroller, but it wasn't like big enough to go around through the park. So we got there, we're like, oh man, we'll just rent a stroller at Magic Kingdom. But yeah, it ended up being like 11 o'clock at night, and these kids were like barely hanging on. So like I'm carrying Levi, she's carrying Scarlett, and we trying to get Carter to walk along. It was a tough one.
Yeah. So I stopped at 2 children for several reasons, but one of my main reasons is because I have 2 hands. And I'm like, I refuse to be outnumbered.
Oh man, we outnumbered. That's one of the biggest things. We outnumbered, and they know
it. Oh no. I made one time mistake with the stroller. I had a double stroller for a trip, and my husband and my son wanted to go back to the hotel, and my daughter and I wanted to go see the fireworks. So I was like, oh, she can hang. She's a little bit older. She was probably like 5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she was all for it. She was like, walking and, skipping and happy and full of life. And by the time those fireworks ended, she was like, I'm done.
Hey, them fireworks do it.
I was like, oh, of course. And I had to carry her on my back. So she got a piggyback ride to the hotel. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I wasn't waiting for no monorail. I was like, nah, we were lucky enough to be staying close. But I was like, yeah, I might have to not do that double stroller thing again, just in case. You got to, divide and conquer.
You got to divide and conquer. Yeah, we take a double stroller, and it gets like that sometimes. I think our biggest thing is now they get to the point where Levi will want to walk. So if Levi's walking, Scarlett wants to walk. So half of the trip, there's nobody in the stroller, but I wouldn't dare not bring it.
Yeah, because then there's going to be a point where they're fighting for the stroller.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel you. So, what is one thing about yourself that you would like for everyone to know?
I guess that my philosophy on that dreams can become a reality. I'm a firm believer in applying yourself in what you want and going after it.
That's awesome. And you instill that in your children, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I mean, it's one of those things where I'm glad they kind of get to see it firsthand. They always see me, I set a goal, Daddy set a goal, and I try to achieve it. And it's something that, Tabby do the same thing. And it's one of those things we want them to kind of do, that, you can do those things you want to do. A lot of people might not understand it. They might not think you can, but if you apply yourself, you can do it. Sure, you'll hit some no's, but you got to go through the no's to get to the yes. And as long as you keep your head down, do what you got to do, everything work out.
There you go. This is a really great conversation. I really enjoyed it.
That's cool. I was kind of worried. Like I said, I've never really done a podcast before, but I told Tabby it's one of the these topics, being a dad and Disney is one of the two big things in my life. So I can pretty much talk about those all day.
Yeah. I mean, I think you did great. And most of the guests here are first timers. So, you're amongst good company.
Cool.
And the whole point is just for you to express yourself. So there's no pressure here. There's no wrong answers. So if people wanted to learn more about you and your family, where could they find you?
Pretty much just Instagram. My Instagram handle, Main Street Dad. Like I said, I only do pretty much just Disney stuff. Tabby underscore Power, Tabitha underscore Power. She does a lot more just family stuff all together. I was thinking about doing a YouTube channel or something if I could figure it out and just really just get started and stop being lazy about it, to be honest.
Yeah, YouTube is a beast.
Yeah.
It's just keeping up with social media is a whole job in itself.
Yeah, and I don't want to go into it, and not give it 100%. I definitely am a firm believer in if you do something, you should give it your all. And that's kind of my fear. I don't want to get started and not give it my all, or end up giving it my all and it takes away from something else right now.
Right. I mean, I enjoy watching your family on Instagram, and I'm sure if you decide to do YouTube, it'd be a smooth transition because you already have the content there. Your family's amazing. You guys gel very well. And I'm happy to see a happy Black family spending time together at Disney, of all places.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And that's, to be honest, that's like the main reason I made the page. Like I had a regular Instagram page, and when we went to Disney, I posted a lot of Disney pictures, and then I realized, like you said, it really I didn't really see too much of it. So I was like, well, maybe I can just put my effort towards this. Just, us being a normal Black family enjoying Disney World.
And seeing you manage 3 children, I give you props.
Oh, man. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, can't wait for them to get older so they can do things more on their own and do stuff like that. But at the same time, like, oh, I don't want you guys to grow up at all. So it's like, catch-22.
Yeah, but, now we're in the age where we can capture all those moments. So that's beautiful.
Yeah. And that's awesome. That's one of the things that I like about Instagram and that I think that I like about the YouTube, because even that I'll be able to go back and just, watch the kids grow up again later.
Yeah. Well, Irv, thank you so much for spending this time with me and talking. I'm definitely going to have Tabitha on at a later time.
That's my better half.
Oh, I'm sure once my interview with Tabitha is probably going to be 3 hours long.
Oh, yeah.
We have to share some tips on managing the parks with the kids and whatnot. But
and she's a pro at it.
Oh, yeah, I see. It's amazing. I love it. But thank you once again for spending this time with me. I really appreciate it. I'll definitely link your Instagram page in the show notes so everyone can see your family and everything you have going on. And whenever you have something new to share or to talk about, I'd definitely love to have you guys back. And it would be great to even talk to the kids for an episode. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on, and I appreciate it. I said it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. First time anybody even approached me about it. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and that would be cool to get the kids on. I'm sure there'll be a riot.
Yeah, to hear their candid take. If you guys are doing it right, if you're doing Disney by their standards or not.
Oh man, that'd be a good one. I want to hear those answers.
Oh yeah, it'll be great. Well, thank you again.
Thank you, June.
You've just heard my conversation with Irv. To all of you Disney dads out there, let's build this community. Show the world how y'all do this. I know y'all are out there. I know y'all are killing it in the parks and beyond. And I know your kids love you for being Disney fans and for sharing your Disney fandom with them. So I encourage you all to connect with each other, to let everyone know how much you love Disney and how much you love your families. And I'm looking out for you, Irv, to be the president of that club. You got this, bruh. The POC-owned small business for this episode is Living Our Ridiculous Dreams. It is a brand that celebrates the journey and the destination. Living Our Ridiculous Dreams is a brand that was created by Anthony Hezekiah that is focused on inspiration. The brand can be recognized by the acronym LORDS, and they specialize in clothing that accompanies you as you chase your biggest dreams. Check them out at www.lordislife.com. I've linked their page in the show notes. And as always, if you've enjoyed what you've heard, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and share this podcast with all of your friends. And also be sure to join the Afros and Pixie Dust Facebook group so we can share our Disney love with each other. So until next time, never stop deep conditioning or pursuing your happiness.